Hey guys, this is Kasual from nerdhammer.net with a YouTube battle report. This is game 1 of a 3-game tournament I played in Outside the Box Games down in Voorhees, New Jersey this past weekend. We drove down in the snow and got some games, so here we go. The scenario for the first game: 3 tokens are placed from each player around the board. A scoring unit can pick it up. That's a unit with command model and a full rank. You can take the tokens off of each board edge. This is really similar to the Crossroads, one of their scenarios, but you can't take any token off the same edge. So pretty simple. Here's the spells I rolled up. Final Transmutation. I have 2 level 2 mages of metal. Final Trans is the one spell I really have to get, so I always roll my spells and see. And I always take what I get with the first mage, and then hopefully the second mage will get Final Trans. With the pink horror units, I actually rolled up Gateway, which is pretty badass. And the other spell I really like in metal is the Enchanted Blades. +1 to hit. It's kind of a high casting cost for level 2, but it's really nice for my Burning Chariots. So here, my deployment on the left side, I have my 2 Burning Chariots, my Bloodthirster in behind. I have a unit of Demonettes. I put this unit in actually for this specific scenario with the Banner of Swiftness. In the center I have my pink horror unit. Behind them, my Plague Drones, of course, Beast and Nurgle, another pink horror unit, my Furies. I have my 25 block of Plague Bearers and Skull Cannon on the right side. In his deployment here, he has a Rock Lobber in the back, Doom Diver, a big 3 unit chariot with a character that rides along with them, another single character. One of them has immune to flaming, or 2 up against flaming. A small unit of goblins with nets, another Mangler Squig. There's his big block of Savage Orcs, another Mangler, and Doom Diver and Rock Lobber, and a big block of Trolls. The gray models here, they are Pump Wagons, and he has another unit of Wolf Riders. So, if you watch my last battle report, this is my 2nd game in a row against Orcs and Goblins, which is pretty rare for me. I actually don't usually see them too often. It's kind of a similar list to my last game, so I know that I have to break that Savage Orc unit down a little bit before I engage. I really don't have anything that can go toe-to-toe with them without multiple charges and whatnot. The poker chips, the white ones, are his objectives, and the green ones are mine. So, turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. So the chariots move up on the left side here as far as they can. The goblins move up. His center lines move up also. In this tournament, buildings, you can't enter them, which I actually found out after deployment. Kind of messed things up for me because I was hoping my Demonettes can go run up, grab my poker chip, and go into the building. But once I figured that out, I had to change the game plan. He also has a single troll there. I guess he just uses a redirector. And here in the back, you see his trolls. Everything's just moving up aggressively. And on the magic phase, he has, I think it's Itchy Nuisance, or one that can target or snipe another caster. And he gets it irresistible, and Moonface is gone. So there goes my Final Trans and my +1 to hit spell. And the resulting miscast, he does take off, I would say about a back rank, maybe? I don't know. It was a pretty devastating miscast. And he didn't lose his wizard, but he definitely took a lot of those savages with him. So that's pretty good for me. I mean, like I said, I have to get that unit down in size, and if they're willing to take off some on their own, that's great. He throws his Rock Lobbers at my Bloodthirster. The gifts my Bloodthirster rolled up was he gets a 2-up ward against the first wound. Always strikes first and +2 attacks. So my 2-up ward is now gone. I actually wanted to show this because this is something I saw on Lord Inquisitor's videos, using a marker, a little whiteboard has been absolutely awesome for me in games, because there's a lot of things I forget, and it's just great to be able to write stuff down and just remember things as the game goes on. Other shooting, does a wound to my Skull Cannon. Thank God he didn't kill it, because I absolutely need him to start shooting stuff. So turn 1 Demons. The Reign of Comedy table. strikes down and nails 2 of my Furies, who I move up as redirectors. On my left side here, I'm moving everything up. The Daemons grab my token and are facing this way to deal with his chariots. I'm not really sure what to do with this flank. I'm pretty sure the Bloodthirster can handle those chariots, but I need to get him in combat because, you know, he has Rock Lobbers and Dupe Divers, and even though the last game against Orcs and Goblins didn't go well for my opponent with his War Machines, the possibility is always there that they can just land a rock and he's gone. So I have him set up to take on the chariots, and in the meantime, you know, my Burning Chariots, without being able to march, they really don't have great movement against other chariots too. So I figure I need to get them over to the main combat and start whittling down the savage boys, savage orcs. This is just my center of my lines moving up towards the other tokens. The Plague Bearers are eligible to grab that token, so that might be, you know, an option for me. And on the right side, my Plague Bearers grab this token, which this is a pretty good unit to have it. I don't think I'm going to pull him off my board edge. I could possibly move him over to the right side there, or hopefully maybe attempt to get him off the back. And as I said before, the Reign of Comedy killed my my Furies. The pictures might be a little out of order, but the Reign of Comedy did two wounds to his Mangler Squig, and this actually hurt me. The Reign of Chaos table actually killed one of his chariots, which caused him to panic and run away from the nearest unit and push them almost off the board about an inch away. And this kind of screws up my plans on the left side because I have my Bloodthirster there. If he's going to advance, he could have charged him, but I think that's a charge that I can win, actually. And so now this pushed these chariots off, and I'm really not sure what to do on this left side. My Skull Cannon takes 2 wounds off the pump wagon. That's great. The pump wagons really don't bother me. I don't think they're that powerful. I've never actually played against them, but I've seen them in battle reports, and I know Orcs and Goblin players don't usually take them that often. Here I think I shot a pink flame from one of the chariots. I take off a couple more savage orcs. Turn 2 goblins. So they do some charges here. This is how I set it up. You know, I wanted my Furies just to roadblock somebody or speed bump him. He takes his boar or wolf riders in with the pump wagon in the flank. Furies are gone, but that's going to set up some counter charges for me, which is what I was hoping for. Here he just moves his savage orcs up. And the Mangler Squig's actually in a weird position. He can't quite fit through there, so he just kind of bounced him off the wall, off of the building. I'm not sure what his plans are, but I definitely got to take care of the savage orc unit. His chariots rally, which is unfortunate because that would have made things a lot easier on this left flank. And then in his shooting phase, yeah, the Bloodthirster's gone. My opponent he rolled excellent for his Rock Lobbas. I mean, they both had direct hits. Took a couple wounds off each, and he had no chance of surviving. And one of the Doom Divers goes off track a little bit from the Bloodthirster and actually lands on my Demonettes here, taking about 3 of them off. That's okay, I just need this unit to get off the board with that token. So after combat, yep, Pump Wagon and the Wolf Riders obviously take out those Furies. Leaves the Pump Wagon in a pretty precarious position, which is great. That's what the Furies are there for. So turn 2 Demons. I take the Plague Bearers into the one Pump Wagon, and the Plague Drones make an easy charge against the other Pump Wagon. That's really nice for me. I'm going to be able to pick both of them up probably pretty easily, and then hopefully overrun with the Plague Drones into the Wolf Riders, and we'll see how it goes from there. The beast I take into this troll that he put up as a redirector. This is a little bit more precarious. I mean, I need to take care of that troll and be able to reform, and then I'm definitely going to be getting charged by the Savage Orcs, I believe. The pink hearts are a little too far away for them. That's kind of a risk, and then they'd be countercharged. So, you know, I'm kind of getting engaged with this the Savage Orcs a little sooner than I would like to. The Demonettes, I don't know what to do with them. I reformed them to face my table edge now. I'm thinking, well, with the chariots over there protecting that side, I don't want them going up against the chariots, so I don't know exactly what to do with them. They can't stand up against anything else in his army, really, so I need to speed them off the table as soon as possible. It's just another shot of it. I bring the burning chariots up to take some long shots at his chariots. Now I'm setting it up that his chariot's going to need about a 9 to get in to my chariot, and I guess, you know, with Swift Stride that's about average, but I need to be close enough so that I could, you know, put a flame temple down and hopefully do some damage to them. Over here my skull cannon actually goes through the trolls and takes 2 away, which that works for me. That's better than I expected. I was hoping, you know, to get 4, but I'll take what I can get. Get rid of some of those trolls and make them a little less combat effective when it's time to get into combat with them. So after combat, the beasts failed their restraint and had to pursue. That's a bummer because now they're just going to get flank charged. And beasts are awesome, but when Savage Boy's in the flank with a badass general in there and a BSB and a shaman with the buff spell, that's like, it's kind of like Savage Beasts of Horos, where it's +3 strength, +3 toughness. The beasts are going to have a tough time you know, even being able to reform and get more attacks against that unit. So that's unfortunate. But on the other side of the coin, my plague bearers did take out the other pump wagon, and the plague drones were able to overrun into the wolf riders, which is great. They should be able to handle them pretty easily. So turn 3 Orcs and Goblins. He makes this charge. Damn it! He makes this charge. This is really bad for me. The way it's set up, if he does beat my chariot, he's gonna have to. If he overruns, he's gonna go into the Demonettes. I just don't know if they're even gonna be able to hold up. This flank really collapsed when I lost my Bloodthirster, which made him obviously be more aggressive with his chariots and be able to come up. And I think he likes his odds against my burning chariots. And yeah, the Savage Boys coming to the flank of the beast. This really bothered me. When they failed their restrain roll, I was just like, oh no, this is going to be bad for the beast. But he makes that charge pretty easily. Over here, he just brings his single model around to harass maybe a flank charge if he needs, or to redirect. I'm not really sure. I think he was just kind of like, hey, this is an extra character I really don't need, so he's just moving around. He reforms his trolls, and his shooting does a wound to my chariot, my other burning chariot, and this rock lobber actually misfired, so that's good. I think it was out for the next turn too, so that, you know, gives me a little break from the incredible shooting that they had. And yeah, after combat, the chariot destroys my chariot and overruns into the flank of the Demonettes. Well, at least we're gonna fight it on my turn, so I'll be able to countercharge with my other burning chariot, which should help swing that combat a little bit. After combat with the Wolf Riders, the Plague Drones reformed to face the Savage Orcs, and being my turn, I'm definitely gonna just charge them in and hopefully get some good combat res against that Savage Orc unit, and hopefully start to swing things into my favor. After combat, wow. The Savage Orcs really did a number on my beasts. Look at, they killed 2 beasts and did 3 wounds to another. I'm not sure how much of it was actual instability tests, but it was enough that at least the beasts are still there. But man, that got ugly really quick. So turn 3 demons. I parked the plague bearers up right in front of the trolls to prevent them from getting into the rear of the plague drones. I sent the plague drones in against the Savage Orcs. I don't know if the plague drones are going to have enough to beat them, but at least I can hold them up for a little bit, force those trolls to, you know, go into my plague bearers. I have another shot with the cannon at the trolls, so maybe I can eliminate them a little bit. But I'm starting to feel this game slipping away, especially with how they just dominated those beasts. So we're on this side. I'm just shuffling the pink horrors around, just trying to take pop shots at the units that aren't engaged. Over here, I take the burning chariot into the flank of his chariot. I think this is going to work out for me. You know, D6 plus 1 impact hits his strength 4. I think his chariot's strength 4 or toughness 4, toughness 5 maybe. But I do got some attacks there, and the demonettes, you know, do have the option to go after his wolf rider, which is only toughness 3. He's not really that heavily armored, so I have a banner. I still have a rank in that unit, so I do have some combat res. You know, our flanks are canceling. Hopefully I can do something to that chariot. And I do. After combat, I broke that unit and ran him down with my chariot. I took a few wounds on the demonettes, but yeah, it was nice to get those chariots out of the way. Now this chariot here, hopefully I can get up and start taking out some of his war machines, as this table edge is now open for me. After combat here, wow, the plague drones got smacked around. He brought his general over with his BSB. I did challenge with the beast, so I was able to send his shaman back, who still has the spell that, you know, gives him +3 strength, +3 attacks. I figured he was probably the best one to send back because of how much combat res he might be able to pull off. I mean, I didn't think I was going to win this combat, so the BSB, you know, not having a BSB reroll wasn't going to be in effect. But man, did he rip up those plague drones. I mean, look, I have 2 wounds on one. He's sitting on 1 wound left. And this is just not going the way I want in the center by any means. You see he has a poker chip there, so if he can break that Savage Orc unit open, he might be able to take that right off my board edge. Turn 4 Orcs and Goblins. He sends his Magler Squig right through his unit, right through my last remaining Plague Drone and through my Plague Bearers. And as you see, the Plague Drone couldn't hold up to that. He took a couple of his models off, and I think 2 of my Plague Bearers died. Pretty smart move. He knew he wasn't going to do much damage to his own unit and possibly open up his flank. It was that Mangler Squig's pretty nasty. And then in the magic phase, he handed Gorksum right in front of my chariot that I was going to countercharge the trolls with if I needed to. Real smart move here, and I just didn't have the dispel dice to stop it. I had to get rid of some of the other stuff that he was casting. But this was a really cool move and really changed my game plan. So kudos to my opponent for being able to pull that off. That was really smart, and I did not anticipate it. Over here, one of his rock lobbers or doom divers killed my other chariot, which, you know, it still had 3 wounds left, and just really screws my plan so bad because I was hoping to get some points from his war machines. As the game's wearing on here, at OTB we usually, with the lunch break, they usually just let you play into the lunch break if you know your game's going kind of slow. Our game was going slow, and it wasn't anything against my opponent or me. I didn't feel like we were playing that slow. It was just, you know, we're talking and whatnot, and so turn 4, you know, they're starting to call like, hey, you guys might have to, this might be your last turn. So now I'm thinking, well, this game's gone for me. And then this happens. He took his trolls into my plague bearers, and the trolls pretty much fluffed all their attacks. And I only lost, 2 plague bearers? My plague bearers came back, did a couple wounds, broke them from combat, didn't run them down, but on my turn I can charge them off the table. They have to bounce through the Doom Diver. I'm going to redirect the plague bearers right into the Doom Diver and hopefully kill that and overrun. We'll see how it goes. Over here, yeah, they killed the final beast and reform to face my pink horrors. We know that there's not going to be another turn at this point, so he's just trying to get in a position where, you know, he won't be taking too much from damage from magic. So turn 4 demons. I just arranged pink horrors to cast some spells. I'm starting to take off that unit. I think I got it below half, so I'm going to at least get half points for that unit, which is pretty awesome. I may have had it before this turn, but I'm not really sure. I just had to make sure that I absolutely had this entire, you know, got half the points for this unit. Over here, and this was so awesome. I mean, I pushed the trolls off. I overrun a Doom Diver, I killed the Doom Divers, and I was able to overrun off the table, which netted me 300 victory points for getting my token off his back edge. That was the only token that left the table, and it actually became pretty essential to the overall scoring. So here's the results. Right as we were ending the game, we realized that I didn't actually shoot with my skull cannon before we ended the game. So he's like, if you want to shoot, he's like, you might be able to get one of my my rock lobbers or whatever. So I did, and my cannon ended up misfiring, and so it made it a 200-point loss for me, which actually ended up with an 11-9 loss for the tournament. But with the bonus points, it was 14-11. I was pretty happy with this because I really didn't think I had the win. Right at the end there, those Plague Bearers definitely earned themselves the star of the game. On nerdhammer.net, we always, if we review a tournament, each game we always say, we have a star, we have a rock, and we have a piece of shit. And, we write up what we think they are, or what units, fit that category. So, in this game, the star was definitely the Plague Bearers. I mean, that was a huge swing. Getting the Trolls, getting the Doom Diver, and then getting the extra 300 victory points. Absolutely huge. For the rock, I go with the Daemons only because they survived that charge from the chariot. They did not do what they were supposed to do and get the other token off the table, and especially when they were added in that list for that specific reason. It was just that left flank was tough. The piece of shit of the game is definitely the Plague Drones. I mean, they went in there and got slaughtered against the Savage Orcs. So they definitely won the piece of shit of the match. So that's game 1, guys. I hope you liked it. And I will have game 2 and game 3 up as soon as possible. Alright, thanks for watching.